Okay, so today we are going to complete the first component of transport in humans, the first section, not the first component. So the first section, we look at the different components of the blood, okay, and what are some details about the different components of the blood, okay, what are their structural adaptation, then how do they perform their function, what are their roles, okay, in transport and defense. So we are left with the last one, which is the platelets. Okay, so let's take a look at the last component of blood, okay, and how and what is the role of the platelets in defense, okay, of the human body. Okay, so let's look at it. Now, so when we look at platelets, the first thing that you need to remember is platelets, okay, they are not cells, okay, they are not cells. They are fragments. To put it in a very simple understanding, they are just fragments of cells, okay, fragments of cells, okay, but sometimes when you read some other guidebook, they may give them some name that ends with the word cytes again. Okay, so the previous lesson I already told you this word means cells, but platelets, I want to emphasize again, it is not living cells. How should I say it? It's at most part of a cell. Okay, so that is the first thing that you need to know. Then when we talk about platelets, usually we will link it to one very important concept or process that happens in our body. Okay, so sometimes we call it blood clotting. Okay, blood clotting, how should I say, is very important in the healing of wounds. Okay, so when there is wounds, that means there is injury. Okay, when we injured ourselves, when we cut ourselves, or some accident happen, okay, blood vessels are damaged, okay, body cells are damaged, okay, blood starts to flow out of the blood vessel. Okay, so when there is wounds, there are cells being damaged. Okay, there are damaged cells. Okay, there are damaged cells. So when there is a wound, okay, the damaged cells and platelets, okay, they will secrete this enzyme. They will secrete an enzyme. And this enzyme is no longer in your syllabus, but I will just mention it. Okay, it's called thrombokinase. Okay, this is an enzyme. So the damaged cells and the platelets near the wound, okay, it will secrete this enzyme called thrombokinase. Okay, this is not in syllabus. It has been removed from your syllabus. Okay, so this enzyme will then catalyze another reaction. Okay, this thrombokinase, it will actually, okay, cause the conversion of prothrombin into thrombin. Now, thrombin is also an enzyme. Okay, this enzyme, thrombin, is the activated form of enzyme. Prothrombin is before being activated. Before being activated. Can Then what is the requirement for activating the prothrombin? So this thrombokinase is the reason. Okay, it's the reason for the activation of this prothrombin or conversion of prothrombin to thrombin. Okay, so before it is being activated, the prothrombin will be found in the plasma. Sorry, are also not in syllabus, but I want to fill up the missing gap so that later on you can understand the full picture better. Okay, so prothrombin is also found in the plasma. Okay, so again, this is also not required for of you at the moment. Okay, this is not really required of you at the moment. Then the next step. Okay, next step. So this is step number 1. This is step number 2. Now, step number 3. Step number 3. This one is in your syllabus. Okay, so the fibrinogen, also a soluble protein, is a soluble protein. Okay, a soluble protein in the plasma will be converted into fibrin. Okay, usually we add the word threads behind. Okay, fibrin is an insoluble protein. Okay, then this conversion is again catalyzed by the previous enzyme. Okay, the thrombin. Okay, this is catalyzed by thrombin. Okay, so the conversion of fibrinogen to fibrin thread, okay, is catalyzed by thrombin. And you need to know, you don't need to know thrombin, but you must tell me it's an enzyme that will catalyze the conversion of fibrinogen to fibrin. And this enzyme is released by the damaged cells and platelets. Okay, so I cover up, I fill up the missing steps so that you can understand slightly better. So step 1 and step 2, okay, not in your syllabus anymore. Okay, so we go directly to step number 3. So fibrinogen is converted into fibrin thread. Okay, when the damaged cells and the platelets. Okay, in your textbook will only mention platelets. Okay, but if you say damaged cells and platelets, nothing wrong. Okay, so the platelets will secrete this enzyme when there is a wound. Okay, and this enzyme will cause the conversion of fibrinogen to fibrin threads. Then these fibrin threads will form, step number 4, fibrin threads, okay, will form a mesh-like structure. Okay, this mesh-like structure, you can think of it as a net, like a net. Okay, so this mesh-like structure will then trap more red blood cells and platelets. Okay, so to trap, will form a mesh-like structure to trap red blood cells and platelets. Okay, and this will then form a scab. Okay, to form a scab, to cover up the wound. Okay, to cover up the wound. Okay, why need to cover up the wound? Okay, why need to cover up the wound? Okay, to prevent two main reasons. To prevent further loss of blood. Okay, to prevent further loss of blood. And the second reason is to prevent the entry of foreign particles into the blood. Okay, so to prevent entry of foreign particles into the blood. Can I? So this is what you need to know for platelets. Okay, the function of platelets in the defense of the human body. Can I? So I summarizes the process into very simple step-like structure for you. So please go and read the textbook, okay, and the slide that I am sharing on Google Classroom to complete the story. Can I? So we are done for